Okay, so let's have a little look at a linear interpolation. I just thought it'd be good if I gave you one video on this. It would be really useful to get some feedback on this as well from you guys. So what shall we look at? So we want some group data. So this is an estimation, so similar to what we just looked at in the PowerPoint. We're going to be looking at grouped data. So okay, yeah, it's kind of like an obvious one, but if we look at number of siblings, actually, and we can do this with the class in a second, actually, maybe at the start of next lesson. So let's say we've got 0 to 1 siblings, 2 to 3 siblings, 4 to 5 siblings, and 6 to 10 siblings. I guess no one will have more than 10. We can do this again with the class data tomorrow, actually, and see, kind of interesting to know, isn't it? And then what we have here is so that's number of siblings, and if we have frequency here, so what have we got? We've got 16 class, haven't we? So let's just make sure this adds up to 16. So 0 to 1, let's say we've got 4, 2, 3, let's say we've got 5, 4 to 5, let's say we've got 3, and then what's that? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's change that to 6, 13. Let's change that to 5, 13, 14, 15, 16, something like that. Okay, so we're looking at, what do we actually, linear interpolation of what? Estimation of what? The median. So we're working out the median here. Also, we can use this to work out quartiles or deciles or percentiles. So it's any of those things. Okay, just check the video is still working. Yeah. Okay, great. So what is the median? Well, median, otherwise known, what quartile is that? It's the second quartile, right? It's 50% through the data. Okay, so what have we got here? So so we need to know n. What's n? So that's the sum of the frequencies, remember. So that is going to be 5 plus 6 plus 3 plus 2, which equals 16, I hope. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, which is what we started off. Why 16? We've got 16 people in the class. We'll compare this with tomorrow. We'll know the middle person. Right, so 16 divided by 2. Where's the 8th person sit? Okay, so what we're going to need here, if we add this column here, is the cumulative, add here, cumulative frequency. Okay, so here we've got 5, 11, 14, 16. This should always add up to n, 16. Great, we're good. So, right, we want to know where the 8th person is. So we can see the 8th person is going to be somewhere in this group, because we've got the first 5 here and then up to 11 here. So it's going to be somewhere in here. The median's going to sit between 2 and 3. Alright, so people have got between 2 and 3 siblings. Now you might be thinking, we're looking at siblings. This is a good one to look at because siblings is discrete data. But as this is estimation, we're treating this like continuous data. What I'm going to do with this as well, actually, I'll take a photo at the end and add this to the classroom with the link, because then you'll be able to zoom in on it if anything's not clear, because I guess it's harder to zoom in on the video. We'll look at that. Okay, so it's going to be somewhere here. Now, the thing about continuous data, is there's no gaps. And what you'll notice here, deliberately chosen this one so it's got gaps. So in order to do this estimation, we're going to have to close the gaps. Right, so I'm going to draw this out again so that when you look at when you come back to look at this on a photo, then it's you've got both bits to look at. And then I'm going to put frequency and cumulative frequency. So we've got what, 5, 6, 3, 2, and 5, 11, 14, 16. Okay, so we're going to close the gap 1.5, 1.5, 3.5, 3.5. What do I mean by that? There's no gap between these numbers. There's no gap between these numbers. That'd be 5.5, and you just always right down the middle, as you'd expect, right? Okay, so we know the median is in here. Okay, and it's the 8th person. So somewhere between 1.5 and 3.5, which is between the 5th and the 11th person, there's the 8th person. Now 8's like pretty much bang in the middle, isn't it? So the median is going to be pretty much bang in the middle of these two. And we use ratio, proportion. We imagine there's 6 people in this class, in this interval. We imagine these 6 people are equally spread out, and that's how it's done. So we know that the median is somewhere between 1.5 and 3.5, and it's the same ratio as 8 is between 5 and 11. You can actually see that's bang in the middle, can't you? So you can look at this, you know, in the middle of 1.5 and 3.5, we're going to have 2.5. So hopefully our answer will be 2.5. Looking at this, right, so can you see that all right? Okay, so we've got this distance here, which is m take away 1.5, divided by the total distance here, divided by 3.5 minus 1.5, is equal to this distance here, which is 8 minus 5, divided by this total distance here, which is 11 minus 5. How are we doing for space? Doing okay. So if we simplify that, m minus 1.5 divided by 3.5 minus 1.5 is 2, is equal 8 minus 3, which is 3, over 11 minus 5, which is 6. Okay, so then we can cross multiply. This is a half, by the way, isn't it? So a half times by 2, so times both sides by 2. Yeah, m minus 1.5 is equal to 2 times a half, which is just 1. Add the 1.5, m is equal to 2.5, as we thought it would be right here. So there you go. That is linear interpolation. Useful to work out the median, or any of the quartiles. Yeah, there you go.